One of the bigger problems with watching online porn is that it works. So what do I mean? Well, what I'm saying here is that when you open up an adult website and you immerse yourself in the content, then you are riding high on an elevated dopamine-driven state of flow. In other words, when you are searching, clicking and seeking, you are completely losing track of time and your problems. Now, at first glance, this almost sounds like a good thing. If you get into a state of flow and you forget about your problems for a while, it can be used for taking a much needed break from the stressors of life. But the problem with that is, first, it's not a healthy coping mechanism, since watching a lot of online porn is bad for your dopamine system. And second, whenever you use some highly potent, instant gratification stuff to escape realities of life, you can make yourself severely addicted to that activity or substance. This is one reason, but a big reason, why overcoming porn addiction can be so hard to do. Because watching online porn actually works. And I know what I'm talking about here, because this was actually a really big problem for me as well. I very often relapsed because I just wanted an escape, a break from life. And even if it was just a short break, make no mistake about it, highly dopaminergic activities can be extremely soothing and comforting. It is almost like you get a warm, comforting blanket over you and you forget about life's problems for a while. By the way, before I continue here, could I just quickly ask you to hit subscribe and turn the bell notification settings to all, because I will make more videos like this in the coming days and you don't want to miss out on them. So if you could do that now, it would also help me spread my message and I would highly appreciate it. Alright, and I know that many of you can relate to what I'm saying, because a few days ago I made the following poll on my channel. I asked what the most common cause for your relapses is, and I gave you 3 alternatives. And 35% of you said that you sometimes relapse even without having urges, just because you want to escape life for a moment. Yeah, so 35% is a big group indeed. You are using it as a pause button in life. And one of the reasons you're having a hard time quitting is because that pause button actually works. So here's the deal. There are 2 key things for you to consider here. 1. You have to start working on creating a life that you no longer feel the need to escape from. Now, of course, we all know that's easier said than done, and that if your life is really messy, well, you can't just snap your fingers and all of your problems will be gone overnight. But you can start working on it right away. And then in the meantime, while you are working on fixing underlying issues, you also start considering number 2, finding a more healthy pause button. Yeah, so if it's the case that porn works as a pause button for life for you, and you really feel that you need a pause button, then you must find an alternative to porn. You must find another way to take a break from life. Now, obviously, number 1 here is going to be the most important thing. But again, since it's going to take some time to fix your life, you need to find a more healthy way to cope in the meantime. Or at least something that is less bad for you and your dopamine system. Now, I'm going to give you more examples of this in a coming video, so consider subscribing for that. But related to this, let me give you an interesting fact here. Did you know that a surprisingly high amount of long-distance runners are former drug addicts? It is not that surprising at all, actually. It is because they needed to find an alternative way of hitting life's pause button. And physical exercise is good because it also boosts dopamine in a healthy way. You know, that comforting, soothing blanket we talked about earlier. Alright, so I hope this gave you some food for thought, and if you haven't already, then make sure to download my free 90-day no porn guide using the link below. Now, this is not a big online course or anything like that, but it is a helpful PDF file, very easy to read, almost like in bullet point form, that will give you tips and tricks for you to consider during your no porn rebooting journey. And also, speaking of why quitting can be tricky, you should know that it is not just the fact that porn can be used as a coping mechanism, but then we can also have addiction-related brain changes on top of that. And in order to learn more about this, I highly recommend that you watch a 4-part video series on that I made a while back, because it will really help you to understand what's going on inside your brain, and thus it will be so helpful for you. You can see that video series on the screen right here. Just click on that now and it will take you there. Alright, that's it for today. Consider subscribing for more, and together we will continue walking this amazing journey, the path of being a dopamine focused warrior.